Cinema. Welcome back to War with Cinema. I'm your host, Greg, a local metalhead, and with me is...
Part of the Collector. What's up, everybody?
And you gave me Donnie Brasco.
I love this fucking movie, dude. Like I said, it's like my top 5. It's number 5 in my mob movies.
This is one of those that has been in my to-watch list. That's why I like doing this podcast, because you're giving me a lot of movies that I've been meaning to watch. I just haven't yet. So.
Well, see, like, I know that you, like, the only couple of things movie-wise we just straight up don't have any argument about is Goodfellas, Casino. You know, like, we like those, and I know you like those kind of gangster movies, so I try to give you ones that not necessarily as they're good, but try to mirror them a little bit.
Right.
And last week, you know, you gave me In Bruges, and you know how like the loyalty and like how he felt bad that he had to fuck Ray over. That's what this movie is like. You know, Johnny Depp's an FBI agent, and I did go into this movie cold. I knew nothing about it. Yeah,
I just knew it was a very popular.
It's a fucking all-star cast, dude.
Right. For some reason I didn't know Johnny Depp was in this. I knew Al Pacino was
He's
in
Donnie.
it. I know, I didn't know that though. But this is early Johnny Depp. This is back in his like golden age.
Yeah, they asked him like, you know, what he, you know, had to do, and he's like, I kind of tapped into my 21 Jump Street because like I hadn't played anything like this up until that point in my career.
Yeah, this is a nice point in time where Al Pacino isn't overly Al Pacino. And I feel like he took this movie because you could tell he gave it his all. Like, I think he's not overacting in this movie.
Right. He is one of the brightest spots of this movie. I feel like he makes it authentic. Like, he makes it feel authentic.
Right.
And people always like, oh, well, he was in The Godfathers. Yeah, but if you look at The Godfathers and look at this movie, he is playing two completely different type of gangsters.
Yeah.
This guy's been through the ringer. He's been stuck in middle management, you know, as a soldier. And not even middle management. He's been stuck as a soldier just doing hits, like trying to survive, you know. And in The Godfathers, he's Michael Corleone. He's the boss. Like, he's like one of the greatest mafia bosses, fictional mafia bosses of all time, you know.
One thing I do appreciate about this movie is how much it kind of it educated me about how things work.
Yeah, I was about to say, this is a great like beginner mob movie.
Yeah.
Because it teaches you some of the rules, you know, things they can do, things they can't do, the pecking order of it, you know.
Right, because I've seen a lot of gangster movies and they kind of have that stuff in there, but you don't have it like explained to you.
Right.
But since Johnny Depp is like getting into it, he's having everything explained to him, so you're kind of learning along with him.
And that's how it actually is in the mob. Like, you can't just go sign up, obviously. And that's usually how it is.
I guess we should say this is based on a true story. Like, very,
very loosely based.
Well, it touches on factual.
Yes, some of it. Yes, some of it does.
So
they have to do a little movie magic. They embellish a little bit here and there, but that Three Capos shit, that's like one of the biggest mob hits in mob history.
Right.
And that is really cool to see on a movie screen. Fun fact, the guy that played Paulie, Michael Madsen's right-hand man, Sonny Black's right-hand man, tried to sue the shit out of this movie and the company because his name was Bobby, and like they were using the guy's name, and then like they had to edit it. Luckily they didn't have to change that much. They just changed his name to Paulie, so he didn't have to so he couldn't, like, they had no grounds, even though they said that like names and stuff have been changed. The only thing they didn't change was like their nicknames and shit. And like, that's his, like, Benjamin Ruggiero was real deal Lefty. Like, that was his name in real life.
Right.
And it's really sad, man, because guys like that, like, I don't want to jump to the end of the movie, but like, you know, dudes like that don't exist anymore. Like, everybody snitches now. For real, nobody goes to prison anymore, dude. Right. Like, everybody snitches. But anyways, let's break into it.
Yeah.
Tell me
what
this movie's about, Greg.
So, first off, I like this movie.
Okay.
So, but there is like one big complaint that I have about this movie, and it's the pacing.
Yes.
That's the only.
I felt that last night.
That's literally the only thing I don't like about this movie, because it feels because it's based on a real story. You're trying to take 6 years and cram it into an hour and a half. So it feels too.
Well, it's 2 hours.
Well, 2 hours. Yeah, it is 2 hours. So basically, Donnie Brasco, Johnny Depp's character, He is an FBI agent that's trying to infiltrate the mob.
The Bonanno family.
Right. And he uses it he does this by becoming a quote unquote jewel thief.
Right. And it's a cool like cover story because like the FBI can just give him seized jewelry that they've stolen, gotten, and then they can track it. So like not only is he look like an actual criminal, but they're actually getting more criminals on the, pulled into it. So you know what I mean? Like,
right. So I watched a small little documentary on Donnie Brasco, so I kind of know what the real story is. But like the way it plays out in the movie, I don't like it because he's sitting at the bar and they're like, "Who's that?" And it's like, "Oh, so and so. He's a jewel thief."
Yeah.
And then
it's Don the jeweler.
Yeah, and Al Pacino just brings him a ring. He's like, because I need money for this.
Well, yeah, because Lefty's always needing money. Like he's a degenerate gambler and he's never wins, and he's also has to kick up because that's part of it. When you're a made man, you are responsible to kick up X amount of dollars every month,
right,
to your captain, and then your captain takes everybody's money, and then he takes his cut, and then he sends that up to the boss, and it's just like a pyramid. That's how that shit works. And you seen him, he was breaking fucking parking meters open for fucking loose change because you got to get that shit. There's no, oh hey, sorry, I tried. No, we'll fucking kill you. Right.
Well, the only thing that I don't like is he brings Donnie Brasco this ring, and he's like, "It's not real." What do you mean it's not real?
All I need is $8,000. Well, see, that's the thing. It might have been fucking real. The reason why he told him it's not real because he needs him. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's how he just pushes over that dude because that guy obviously knew the ring was real. He's like, that's my wife's fucking ring. Like, you think I would buy her a fake ring? Like, and he's driving a Porsche.
Yeah,
so you know what I mean?
Probably is real. Yeah.
But yeah, that was his in.
Right. But the thing that I don't like is how easily Al Pacino kind of like took him under his wing.
Well, I think it's more of like...
and I understand that time has passed. Like, this isn't just like a one-day event. Like, this is over like months and months and months. But it doesn't feel... You don't feel that in the movie, and that's the only...
Well, and I've actually watched a lot of stuff with Joe Pistone because he does a lot of interviews now about his time doing it and everything.
Yeah.
And he said that that is the thing that he hears about the most when people talk about the movies. Like, people are like, he just was my best friend off rip. Like, no.
That's what it feels like.
He's like, I had to put almost a year in before I even met him.
Right.
He goes, and then when I met him, then I had to like get his fucking laundry and this and that. And like, you're just a do boy for these fucking guys. And I'm still giving them fucking money. He's like, it's crazy.
I wouldn't have been mad if this was like 2.5 hours, but you felt that in the beginning. Like, well, I kind of wish that was there.
And then it strains too because you have to go back, and of course they have to have the family element of it because it real deal just probably ruined this guy's fucking marriage. Like, and I don't see how anybody couldn't like have it to that point. Like, you're having to be around these dangerous fucking people. And you're still trying to go home and be a husband and a father. Like,
it's hard to separate the two.
How do you? Because like one fucking slip up with these people and you're on a fucking slab somewhere.
Well, that shows that later in the movie when somebody calls him by his real name and he's like, "You say my name one more time,
I'll cut your fucking throat." Yeah, like, and even when he goes to talk to his FBI handlers, like, he's fully in that shit. Like, he's even talking to them like they ain't on the same side anymore.
Right.
Like, and that's the shitty. That's what I credit Johnny Depp with, because as you watch through the movie, he gets a little more, more swagger, a little more of this, a little more of that.
I am glad they made him shave that mustache. That was the worst looking mustache I've ever seen in my life.
I love Al Pacino's one-liners in this movie. Like I said, he is the shining fucking moment.
I do love their chemistry. They have great chemistry, him and Johnny Depp.
You gotta get rid of that mustache. It's against the rules.
Yeah.
And then like, sometimes, Donnie, I think they dropped you on your fucking head in that orphanage.
Why are you asking me about boats? It's 10 degrees out here. I'm freezing my balls off, and you asking me about boats.
Did you know that the reason why he never let him roll the window down was like he always was trying to hear for a bug?
Oh, really?
He was trying to hear something static.
Oh, I see.
Something come off of it.
Well, what's funny is because I was watching a documentary about him, and he said Lefty was just very like loose tongue. Like, he talked about everything. They said that he was like the best person for them to infiltrate because he said everything.
And he was down on his luck. Yeah. And like I said, he was just a soldier that had been around forever. He killed 26 people when he met Donnie Brasco.
Right.
And then he kills 3 more before the end of the fucking movie. Mm-hmm. So it's one of those things like you feel bad because like he was a real gangster. Mm-hmm. And like he
never got his come up.
Well, that's what it was. Is he saw this young guy like, fuck, maybe something's finally gonna go my way. Maybe I can ride this young guy's coattails. Because sometimes in the mob, that's what dudes did. Like they were respected, but they didn't go anywhere. Mm-hmm. But you're still respected, you know. So like you bring a young guy up and he's a fucking earner. When that kid rises up and takes an important spot, he's going to look out for you because you looked out for him. So
that is one thing I didn't know about. Like I knew about soldiers, but I didn't know about mobsters, like bringing people in and taking them under their wing and being, what were they called? Associates? Or?
Yeah. You're an associate until you're made.
Yeah. And that's your do boy. Like you said, that's your guy. Like
he's the one, you know, what's crazy is like, it's almost like a checklist of stuff you have to do as an associate before you're eligible. Mm-hmm. They call it when they put you up for your button, you know, like they go on the record with you. And then he tells Johnny Depp that he goes, I went on the record with you the other day. Mm-hmm. He goes, what's that mean? He goes, you know what that means? He goes, yeah, I think so. He goes, you got no fucking idea. Because like, he goes, you're with me.
Yeah.
He goes, if anybody fucks with you, they're fucking with me.
Right.
And that's what that is. And he's not a made guy. That's just to let everybody else that is made know that, like, if you disrespect this dude, you're going to have to come talk to me about it because, like, that's my guy. You know, that's my guy. Mm-hmm. But
like I said, that's the only part of this movie that I didn't like. Like, I love the movie. I think it's a great movie. But that relationship just goes by way too quickly.
I think it starts off that way. But then, like, throughout the movie, I think
you do feel it. Yeah.
And then, like, definitely towards the third act, you're like, oh, that's the only reason he hasn't fucking came out yet.
Yeah.
Because he had enough evidence. He could have locked these guys away for fucking 3 life sentences.
That is, I guess we'll just jump around, but that is one thing that I said is like, or thinking while I was watching it, there's so many times that I felt like they could have put these people away. Like, what were they doing? How much evidence did they need on these people? Because they could have put Lefty away a long time ago. But he stayed within the infiltration
because he wasn't somebody that they were wanting to get. They want bosses. They want like upper management. That's the ones they want.
So he just had to keep doing this shit until they got the upper echelon.
Yep. And like when he got to Sonny Black was a captain. Because that's how it works. You know, you got about 5 to, well, I mean, some families are bigger than others. Some crews will only have 6, 7 soldiers and a capo. Mm-hmm. And then some of them have like 20, 25. Like, it just depends on the family.
Right. But Sonny Black got promoted because the boss died. Or
he got killed. And he was killed. The one that was in on the hit team for it. And that's actually a true story. And the fucking newspaper thing, I don't think it's his exact photo, but it's made to look just like how Galante was killed at that restaurant with the cigar in his mouth and everything. Right. But yeah, Sonny Black did that, so he got bumped from soldier to captain.
Right. One thing is pretty funny. Who's in their crew? So it's Sonny Black, Lefty. Who's the other guy?
You got Paulie and Nicky. Little Nicky.
Nicky is what am I trying to say? He's a discount Al Pacino.
He's it's funny because he's in like a bunch of stuff. Like
he is, but I felt like they wanted Al Pacino for that role and couldn't get him, so they had to get a guy that was close enough. Because he has the same demeanor.
I think they're all just being like, you know, typecast mobsters.
Yeah. But I just felt like that was written for Al Pacino, but you know they couldn't get him. It was just funny to me.
But everything like I said, this is probably like my third favorite Al Pacino movie because like he does everything he does like with the newspapers because he's a gambler, so he's always got the paper like so he can pick his horses and stuff like that.
Right.
And he's always got the hat. He just everything about him just looks so fucking cool in this movie. And he's just forget about it. You know?
Forget about it.
Like everything he does, like even when he puffs his coat out, like it has purpose. He's like I smoked 5 cigarettes watching this fucking movie because he makes smoking cigarettes look so fucking cool in this movie. He's chain smoking the bitches. I wonder if they were real. Like, I should have looked at it. They had to be, right? This is the 80s. Like, do they have fake cigarettes?
I don't think Al Pacino would go fake. Just give me a real cigarette. But it was funny. He kept smoking in the car and he kept trying to roll the window down.
I don't want to catch my fucking death. Put that fucking window up. I'm going to die of fucking cancer over here.
Right. It's pretty funny.
Donnie, what are you doing with that draft?
So yeah, he gets in with Lefty, and then
right, and I like the little. It shows the little. I guess you call it a montage of them like doing crimes together.
Yeah. I do have to say that the music did not age well. The music in this movie is very 90s and very slapstick, not slapsticky, just cartoony, I guess you would say.
I think Michael Madsen does a great fucking job in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
I wish Michael Madsen got more roles like this that could have helped his career.
Right.
Because let's be honest, after Kill Bill 2,
I really only see him in Kill Bill in my head. When I see his face, I think of Kill Bill.
Nah, bro. When I think of Michael Madsen, the first and only thing that pops into my fucking mind is Mr. Blonde, Reservoir Dogs.
That's second for me. For some reason, Kill Bill resonates with me better, that role.
Oh, I love him in Kill Bill, but I mean, are you going to bark all day, little doggy? Or are you going to bite?
He is great. He is great.
When he saws that fucking cop's ear off. Hey, can you hear me? Can you hear me? What, dude?
It is a great role, yeah.
And he does it to slow dancing to Stuck in the Middle with you. Like, it's fucking brilliant, man. As a 13-year-old kid seeing that at my dad's house, I said to myself, like, who directed this, Dad? He was like, Quentin Tarantino. I was like, that's my guy.
Yeah. I saw Reservoir Dogs later in life. I think what was the first one?
I feel
Pulp
like
Fiction.
Pulp Fiction I feel like is everybody's introduction to Tarantino.
Kill Bill, and then Jackie Brown, and then so on. And then I was like, people kept saying Reservoir Dogs, so finally I bought it and checked it out.
Yeah, I saw it. I mean, because when I was when I started, I got called my Evolution days because that was when I was going up there after middle school and would like get CDs and DVDs because they were cheap as shit. You know, get 3, get 5 free type deal. So they were just trying to get rid of shit. And I always saw posters and shit for Reservoir Dogs, and I'm like, man, what movie is it? You know, what's up with this movie? And they're like, you like Pulp Fiction? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, well, then you'll like that movie. He's like, it's the same guy. He goes, that's his first movie. I was like, oh shit. So I bought the Mr. White, the Harvey Keitel one.
Yeah.
And I watched it, loved it, but I had already seen Pulp Fiction. And then I think I saw Jackie Brown after that. And then I saw True Romance because somebody told me it was a Tarantino movie. But then I realized that he just wrote it. He didn't direct it.
Right.
So
still a classic.
Still a great fucking movie. And it's got Tarantino all over that too.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's made just like a Tarantino movie. And and then the Kill Bills actually came out. And I wasn't jumping on the hype train for some reason. I just didn't think they were going to be that good.
Yeah.
And I ended up getting them on DVDs a couple years later, and you know I love the first one. Second one's okay, but then Django changed everything. Like I love Django.
Everyone loves Django. It's like his favorite. Everyone's favorite of his.
Well, then I felt like he did Hateful Eight after that. Then he just beat the shit over the head, dude. Like all the things that were cool and kind of edgy and funny about Django, like he just went overboard with and Hateful Eight, and I have watched it another couple times after, and I don't hate it as much. Like I still enjoy it for what it is.
I like it, but it is definitely his weaker films.
So yeah, I didn't really but then I think he came back strong with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
It's so funny how people are like split on that. There's some people that hate it, but other people that love it, like me.
I get it. I get why people love it. I don't get why people hate it, because I'm almost right there. After the first time I saw it, it was like, I'm not really like in love with this movie.
Oh yeah, we walked out of the theater because this one we seen together, and you're like, I don't think I like it, and I was like, what are you talking about? I love that movie.
But I watched it again, and I was just like, it is pretty good. Like it's got some good stuff in it, and Brad Pitt is probably the best part. Him and DiCaprio are probably the best part of that movie for sure. That shit with him and Bruce Lee is fucking gold. Even though it would never happen.
Right.
Bruce Lee would fuck that man up.
Yeah. I think it's just meant to be like a daydream. Because
they even asked Joe Rogan, like, did that happen? He's like, Bruce Lee would fuck him up, bro.
But yeah.
So, yeah, but it's back to Donnie Brasco. But
Donnie Brasco.
I love Pacino in this movie, man. He makes this fucking movie. Johnny Depp.
I was going to say, there is one part that happened in real life. So Donnie Brasco gets in on this family and they start to question him because they want to start taking him out on, runs like hijacking semis and stuff like that. But he doesn't want to go. So they start questioning if he's, legitimate or not. So they bring him into a room and they interrogate him for 6-8 hours. And I would have loved to see that in the movie. That would have been a great addition to this movie. Mm-hmm. But,
yeah, it's weird.
I know you can't put everything in here, but
or literally all they condensed all that into that guy in the barbershop.
Right, yeah.
That they had set up. And I wondered that if he knew he was a cop, because like he kind of has this look on his face when they walk out like, I might have just fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because he says, if you fuck up, one of us is going to whack you out. Like, it's not going to be me. Because Lefty's that guy. Dude, what's another golden gem? You probably didn't even notice it. When they're typing on that fucking typewriter, when it says, hey, you want to check in with me tomorrow? Right after that initial, when they tow the Porsche.
Right.
Because neither one of them could drive stick. That's why they had to tow the fucking Porsche.
I was wondering why they towed it, but yeah, that makes
neither
sense.
one of them could drive stick shit. They towed the fucking Porsche. When they're typing in, they said Agent Pistone made contact with Lefty Rosario, a.k.a. Lefty Two Guns, a.k.a. Lefty Horsecock.
Oh, yeah, I didn't notice that, yeah.
A.k.a. Lefty Halfcock. Lefty Two Guns. I was just like, that's fucking awesome. I need 17 aliases to be that all badass, dude, in real life. But that's just a little fun fact.
Yeah, it was a nice little touch.
And I love that Paul Giamatti and the guy from Oh Brother Where Art Thou just make a little fucking awesome little cameo in this movie.
Yeah, they do, as the FBI informant.
Like, I also love how they just show their characters like they've been there the whole time. And they're just having a beer with Johnny Depp. Like, they've just been cool with him this whole fucking time. Because really, just his main handler's the only one. Him and the old guy that fucks him over by sending him to Florida with that fucking idiot.
Yeah.
They're the only two you keep seeing. Because, like, these other guys, they just listen in to tape all day. I guess they're the surveillance team. Hey, we're all proud of you, man. Like, I'm like,
you're
really?
doing a good job.
Yeah, because we had no idea you fucking existed until this moment. But it's great because that's just how good acting they are. Because they just in that one scene, but it's still cool. I think it adds a lot of flavor to it. Because if you were in a van all day listening to people talk, I'm sure at first, like if you were somebody like me that's into that shit, you would think it was cool. Just getting to listen to mobsters shoot the shit all day.
Right.
But I would imagine after 36 hours, 45, whatever of listening to nothing but bullshit, you're going to get tired of it.
Well, there's also people on social media that have to screen everything that comes through it. And a lot of them are suicidal because of all the shit they have to look at.
Wow.
Like, there's shit that keeps getting uploaded that they have to, like, take down and flag.
Man.
Like, they have to see all this. You can only use your imagination of what they're looking at.
Yeah, I know.
So,
yeah, that would be a fucked up job.
Yeah.
I would imagine it was just AI that did that.
Sometimes. Well, you have to have those human eyes to double check to make sure.
That's true.
I mean, they can't see everything, but they do see a lot of shit. And I would just be like, fuck, I couldn't do it.
That'd be a tough job, dude.
Yeah. So I could just imagine what it is to just listen to people talk all day about bullshit, like you said.
But, at the same time, if that is your job, like, and you get the chance to actually hang out with the guy that's risking his life undercover.
Yeah.
Like, that's exactly the kind of questions I would ask. Like, what's forget about it about? Because, like, I hear these guys say that shit 100 times.
Forget about it.
It's like saying all her ass. Forget about it.
Me and the wife kept saying that even after the movie. Forget about it.
It's awesome. Mickey Blue Eyes, which is a mob comedy. It's got Hugh Grant in it. And it's funny as shit because he's British. And there's a part in the movie where James Caan's trying to pass him off as a mobster.
Right.
And he's fucking British. So he's like, just say it like me. Just say it like me. Forget about it. He's like, forget about it. Forget about it. Forget about it. It's fucking gold. But anyways.
So Johnny Depp and his informants need to get them down to Florida for some reason.
Right. There's a guy that's been trying to do the same thing that he's been doing, but with the Florida mob.
Right.
Which, by the way, 14-year-old me did not know when I saw this movie. So I was like, Florida had a mafia? So I spent the next year of my life reading about the Traficantes. Mm-hmm. And that's a cool story. Mixes in with JFK. It's pretty trippy if you ever want to go down that rabbit hole one day. But yeah, he's trying to get in with them, and he's not having any luck. But they got this bar that they seized, and it's like a nightclub, and they're like, "Hey, make it seem like this guy's getting pushed around by the Florida mob, so you want New York to go down there and big dig it, and we're gonna help these guys out. We're gonna there could be money here, and up in New York, you have all 5 of those families in there. They're all. He even says it while they're in the bar because Michael Madsen has a great scene where, Lefty's busting open fucking parking meters, and they're talking about trucks of stolen razors, and the other guy with the voice things we're getting fucking killed,
they can't make their money because there's too many families.
And when he's a captain, he has to give $50K a month to the fucking boss who's in fucking prison. Mm-hmm. So he's just like, I'm going to get fucking killed. And then he tells the bartender, give him a fucking drink. That's all they're good for. And then Paulie's character says, we better start learning how to earn or we're all going to get fucking whacked. Mm-hmm. Or somebody's going to get whacked. That's what he says. So it's, that's why that Florida becomes so important to them, because that's almost an unmanned territory. One family has had control of the state for 50 years. So they think that, hey, we're just going to come down here and get a little money. Right. We'll kick up something to you, but you're just going to you'll be all right, because you're powerful, but we're powerful too, because we're New York. We're the big leagues. Y'all are the fucking minors down here. Right. That's how they look at it. So Donnie, when he throws it out there, people are like, oh, why would these guys have jumped on that quick? Because that's how bad they need fucking money. Mm-hmm. That's all it's about at the end of the day for the mob or any organized crime. It's about fucking money. Yep. So they go down there and they set it up, and it shows a good little thing of how these guys really do. It's shitty, man, because that's who kills you is your best friend. It's somebody you've known your whole life. You're their kid's godfather. You were there when they had their kids. Y'all have known each other since y'all were in grade school. And then that's the person that shoots you in the back of your fucking head getting out of a car and you don't even see it coming. Nope. And that's just the shitty side of it. But it shows them on vacation pretty much, because that's what this is. Vacation to them. I do have a problem with that montage of them in Florida doing Florida things, because everyone thinks that's what Florida is. Well, they could have taken that out. I didn't really like it. There's a lot. Like I said, there's probably a couple things here and there. When they're feeding the fucking tiger burgers, we didn't need that. Yeah, exactly. Was that a real fucking lion, by the way? Probably. Because that is part of the movie, or in the real life. No, I believe it was a real life, but I was just imagining Johnny Depp and fucking Al Pacino standing outside of a car with a real lion in it, feeding them hamburgers. I don't know. That's a good thing. I don't know. I probably should have looked that up, huh? Oh, but anyway. Oh, yeah, but they go down to Florida, and they have a little Florida montage, which I would have taken out, but so what is it, Sonny Black? Yeah, first off, this is how shitty it is and how shitty Sonny is, because Sonny just thought they were down there, to have a good time and then talk to the old man about trying to set something up. Mm-hmm. Well, Lefty wanted a piece for himself, so this was supposed to be his out. Right. He told Donnie, he said, look, me and you could run this thing down here by ourselves. We don't have to worry about the old beefs. Mm-hmm. None of that. He goes, I could send some money back to him. He goes, everybody could get what they want. Well, Sonny wants the same thing, but Sonny's got more power, and he sees Lefty and Donnie doing all this to try to get this for themselves. So Sonny just shows up to the meeting that Donnie and Lefty set up with Traficante, the boss of Florida, and they get this badass FBI scam boat where they try to get congressmen to fuck up and take bribes and shit from people, FBI agents dressed up as people, right? And it's really sad because Lefty, like I said, he has that great line at the beginning of the movie when Johnny Depp's telling him the ring's fake. He's like, you know who I am? He goes, my kids, my mother can hold her head up in any neighborhood in New York City. Everybody, you ask anybody, and he goes to get up and he kicks his fucking chair. He's like, you ask anybody about Lefty from Mulberry Street. You know, like, to be all that in New York, you know, and to be like a big time like guy, like feared dude, killed 26 people. Like, if you were from New York, you knew not to fuck with that man.
Right.
But down in Florida, that meant nothing. And that guy was a fucking boss. You know, and the first thing out of his mouth was, he goes, this is like a big moment for me, because Trafficante held weight. You know, he was old school. And he was like, first thing out of his mouth was, where's Sonny? Where's Sonny Black? Like, and you know, that's the shitty thing about it. Lefty had never been in any kind of big time opportunity like that. So he froze. He should have been like, well, we're not working with Sonny on this deal. You're working with me and my buddy Donnie.
Right.
Like, he didn't say that, though. He just kind of backed down. And then Sonny, of course, pulls up in the car and brings prostitutes and, you know, all that. So, of course, he's the favorite. And then he brings Donnie in, and then, like, they got that great back and forth, because, of course, Lefty's got the sour puss on his face now, because he knows that he's not getting to live in Florida. He knows he's not going to get to run this club.
Yeah.
And Johnny Depp walks up to him, and he's like, what's the matter with you? I'm so disgusted with you. I can't even look at you.
What you do is you stab your friend in the back.
You stabbed the wrong motherfucker, my friend. Yeah. I'm at the bow. I want you to go. You know what the stern is? I want you to go stand at the stern.
Right.
I don't even want to look at you. I'm pissed off at you. Yeah, I can fucking tell. Well, good, just so you know. It's fucking gold. Like I said, his one-liners made this movie. They should have gave this man a best supporting actor for this, I feel like. Because, you know, he won for The Godfather and shit, but, like, I feel like this is just as good. Like, I feel like he had to act more.
Yeah. He did a good job. He didn't overact in this movie, which I appreciate.
Well, like you said, Johnny Depp's just still starting out, and like, while I don't think he did a good job in this movie, he's still like, if he would have got another shot at this like 10 years after, you know, he would have fucking killed it even more.
Black Mass, that's one I was thinking.
Oh, dude, that's why I was thinking. I'm thinking about making that my next pick, bro, because like I watched this and that made me think like, damn, man, I like watching Johnny be a badass.
Right.
I was like, and then I was thinking Public Enemies, but I was like, fuck, that movie's long. I don't want to watch that. I was like, it's just for the Tommy guns. It gets me every time.
Yeah, as I was watching this, I was trying to think of what to give you next, but
I love Black Mass. I was like, you know what? I might fucking watch that next. That might be my next pick.
Right.
Just keep the gangster train rolling, baby. But yeah, dude, Public Enemies, where he has that one line, man, where he's like, my name's John Dillinger, I rob banks. Like, that shit's hard, dude.
That's the one movie I bought twice.
Yeah.
I bought it, had it in my collection, forgot about it, and then bought it again, and then realized I already had it.
I think I own it on regular and Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's one of those ones, or I might have, but I think I might have gave the other copy to somebody.
Probably.
I don't know. But yeah, I think if you take Pacino out of this movie, it's terrible. Like, it's probably like, well, it's not terrible, but it's a 5. It's a 5.5. It's like one of those like
it would be a throwaway.
It's a run of the mill mom movie,
right?
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But with him, like, he elevates it, man.
With Johnny Depp and his wife, I think he did a really good job. Like,
I was just about to say, shout out to whatever her name is.
Yeah.
She's a good show. She doesn't have a huge part, but like, she does a great job of portraying a wife that, like, you'd imagine. I can only imagine what they go through, just because like they're not allowed to fucking tell him anything.
Yeah.
You know, and like, you don't know when he's going to call.
She does say in therapy, you and your gangster buddies or whatever.
Yeah.
Or you can go fuck your gangster buddies. So she knows about it.
Well, he tells her certain
I just don't know
stuff, but
how
like,
much.
He can't tell her, obviously, about like locations and like people.
The shit that he has to actually do.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, certain stuff, I would imagine, has to be kept that way.
Yeah, because he goes away for months at a time.
Right. Well, because like, he's supposed to be portrayed as a single guy. And like, when you're trying to get made, like, you're at these guys' beck and fucking call 24/7.
I just, one thing I was really like impressed with is how he moved up in the ranks, and he was about to be made. Like,
yeah, but
really
see,
got in
it would have never happened because he would have had to kill somebody.
Yeah.
And like, he knew.
Well, that's what the whole end is.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I think that's the whole reason Lefty's there. Because if he doesn't do it, then I kill you and him.
Right.
Because you could tell I'm your best friend. He says it to him. He goes, I got you, Donnie. I got your back. I'm your best friend. And he like pulls his gun out, and like Donnie gets that split second to like look back, like, damn, is he gonna fucking kill me?
Mm-hmm.
But that's, I think that he had full every intention. If he didn't shoot Bruno, he'd have shot him and Bruno.
Yep.
And that's to say, and he loved Donnie. That's the whole reason that Donnie, because I think he was gonna kill him in the car. I really did.
I thought so too. Yeah.
Because when he puts that gun to his fucking head, and he said that I'm the biggest fucking mutt, and he never says the word mafia.
Mm-hmm.
They're not allowed. It's either this thing of ours, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, they don't say that.
That's like they say that this is a good friend of mine.
Right.
It means he's
a friend of ours. It's a friend of mine. Yeah. You don't say this guy's in the mafia.
Yeah.
You know, they're not allowed. They that's their whole shtick, is it doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't say it, it doesn't exist.
Right.
You know, but you don't know. But anyways, but that's how fucking at the end of his rope he is, that he puts the fucking gun to his own head. He goes, if you're a fucking rat, then I'm the biggest fucking mutt in the history of the mafia.
Mm-hmm.
And then Johnny Depp pretty much talks him off the ledge, which I don't know what he thought he was going to do. You know, like if he thought maybe he was going to kill Bruno and let Lefty, just tell Lefty, like, get on the fucking boat and leave. Here's $300,000. Get on this fucking boat and never come back. You know, maybe that's what he was planning on doing. But the FBI swoops in and arrests everybody, obviously.
Yep.
But the shitty thing about it is, and this is actually what happened, man, they all got killed. Everybody in that crew got killed because
Really?
he was a rat.
I knew he had a hit out on him for $500,000. I think that's what it said at the end of the movie.
He still does to this day.
Yeah, but he's doing interviews and stuff, so.
Well, like, you know, now most of the guys that were after him are dead or like 80 in prison.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
that's
So
true.
It's not that, but like it's more of a principle thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like Sammy Gravano's 80 years old. John Gotti's been dead for 20 years. But if somebody got a shot at him, they would take it because the trophy alone would promote them. You know
That's
what I mean?
true, yeah. That makes
If
sense.
you kill the world's most famous snitch, one of the two world's most famous snitches, like you're going to be in gangster lore forever.
God, could you imagine though, like going undercover, being almost made, and then having to get out? Everyone knows you're a fucking rat. Like
that's the same thing with Goodfellas.
You
like,
always have your like looking over your shoulder the rest of your life.
That's the same thing as Goodfellas, if not worse, because you know.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like it would be.
I would say it's not worse because Henry enjoyed all that shit. He just got out to like save his own ass. You know what I'm saying?
He wasn't being a rat from the beginning.
Right.
He just
exactly
did it to save his ass at the beginning. At the
Johnny
end of
Depp had noble intentions doing this job. You know what I mean? I feel like he kept him pretty good through the whole movie, but you know, he only gets to the edge a couple times. But that's the whole thing, is to do things. And I watched a real interview with the guy, and he said that he was in a spot right at the beginning, like where he wasn't really getting any traction because they just were like, you can hang around and, you know, whatever, but like you're never going to get any farther than this.
I have a hard time believing he didn't do some shady shit that they don't know about.
Well, see, that's the thing. He got in a room with a maid guy and another dude that was an associate.
Mm-hmm.
And the other guy that was an associate had been around a while. And like he was just kind of like running the mill, but like he was a bad motherfucker too. And the maid guy kept telling Pistone, he kept saying like, I don't fucking like you. Like something ain't fucking right about you, man.
Right.
Like we're gonna figure out what the fuck it is. He's like, you ain't gonna leave this room until then. You know, that's probably that story you were hearing about.
Oh yeah. I think that's what it was.
Well, he knew he couldn't hit the fucking maid guy because he got killed.
Right.
But he knew the other guy wasn't made, so he just starts beating the fucking shit out of this dude.
Mm-hmm.
And then the maid guy pulled him off. He's like, you're a fucking madman. He's like, I think I might like you after all.
That probably was. I kind of wish that was in the movie. Yeah.
Right. No, I get it. But like, you see, that's the thing. Like, and that's where you have to be kind of careful because that is a real story. That's where involving real people. And then you're leaving yourselves up to being sued. You know what I'm saying? Like, they kind of had to. Like I said, other than the Three Capos murder, which is like one of the biggest mob hits, and like I said,
that's what I was gonna say. That's after they get, so they're having a party in their bar, club, whatever.
Yeah.
And the
They get the
that they
okay
paid
from
off.
Trafficante from the boss of Florida to operate down there.
Yeah, but he turns on him, ended up busting him anyway.
Well, because Sonny Red wanted to kill Sonny Black.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like I said, those three guys were all capos, and they all were friends.
Yeah.
And Sonny Black was just kind of like this dude in Brooklyn they don't really fuck with. Like, he barely scrapes enough money to pay his fucking debts. All of his guys are junkies or fucking broke or owe me money for Vig, because like you hear Sonny Red keep shitting on Lefty left and right. Am I going to have to chase you for the Vig week this week? I better not have to look for you. Like, does that shit in front of everybody just to like make an example out of him, He goes, who's your friend? He's like, it's Donnie, it's my friend of mine. And then, Bruno plays the shithead son. We'll just stand there and look dangerous, friend. And then when the boss pulls up, that was cool as shit, too. Just this fucking old man in an overcoat, a cigar. It's the boss, Donnie. It's the boss. And they're all standing up straight, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, just trying to get noticed. It's like high school again, But like, I don't know. I love that scene, though, man, because these guys think they're going to get the upper hand on Sonny and them. And Sonny and them are already waiting in the basement where these guys keep the guns. They blow these fucking dudes away.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
I did that one part, though, whenever Lefty kills Mickey.
Yeah.
And then they're driving with Donnie Brasco, and Donnie is mad. He's like, why? Because he knew he wasn't the snitch. Mm-hmm. He's like, why did you do that? And you could tell he didn't want to do it, but he was instructed to do it by.
And that's what I'm saying. And that's where that's where the In Bruges comparison came from to me, because like, you knew this dude your whole life. You know what I mean? Like, you probably loved him, but it's not up to you. Like, you got to take orders. That's part of it. Yeah. Like, you're a soldier. They say he's got to go. He's got to go. Mm-hmm. And he's heard him. He's like, he wasn't a fucking snitch. He's like, he just didn't pay off the cops. And he's like, it doesn't matter. He held money on a drug deal. He goes, that could have got him killed. Yep. He goes, you don't break the fucking rules. The rules are the rules. And then you hear Don, fuck the rules. He goes, you can't fuck the rules, Donnie. Like, because that's how they look at it. Like, Omerta had when it's like I said, when the mob was in their heyday, dude, that shit, dudes would take life sentences like nothing. Like John Gotti, when they told him he got life, he was just like, you believe I got something on my suit? Like, fuck it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
it's just part of the life.
Yeah, man, it's part of the job, dude. Yep. You either end up in the grave or in the clank. Very few of them get to retire out as old people. Die naturally. Anyways, so yeah, they kill the other capos, and then Sonny Black gets another promotion. And but in real life, Sonny Black ended up getting killed because of Donnie Brasco. They killed Lefty because of it. He killed Lefty, and then they turned around and killed him after they killed Lefty and all them. Because
who's they?
The boss and the underboss. I see. Like the upper management. They all had to go. Fun fact, when they shot Sonny Black, they shot him in the face, and the fucking bullet went through and came in his mouth. He spit the bullet out and told him to do it better. Because he was just like that fucking tough guy, like, but that's another part about it. Like, Lefty knew he was going to get killed because Donnie was a snitch. Yeah. Like, and he took all his watch and all that because they're just going to fucking take that shit off your body.
Oh, right. I did love the end of that movie. I completely forgot about that. Thank you. So at the end of the movie, he gets a phone call and he knows what time it is.
Right. He and it's a great thing because he touches on it earlier in the movie. Like when he's like breaking it down for Johnny Depp, he's like, I got sent for by Sonny Black. He's like, you want me to turn around? He goes, what? Take a left off the fucking bridge? He's like, no, after the fucking bridge, obviously. Like, he's like, no. He goes, you get sent for, you go. That's how it works. That's the rule. Yeah. Like, and he knew he was going to get fucking killed. And like,
but I was going to say, I still love that edit though. It's a really good edit because he's about to walk out the door. He goes back, he takes off all his jewelry, his money and everything. And then he walks out the door, it goes black, and then you hear a gunshot, but then you see Johnny Depp shooting at a target or whatever. But it's a really good edit because it shows you what happened without showing you what happened. Yeah, I liked that a lot. That was a good edit.
And it is tragic because that man was willing to take that because he knew he fucked up. And even though he really cared about him, and that's why I said if Donnie calls, you tell him if it had to be anybody,
I'm glad it was him. Yeah.
Yeah, because his son really was like a junkie and all that, and he just had the worst luck. I mean, I get it. He's a criminal. Like, you don't feel bad for him, but like Pacino played him that well that's how you felt about it. Like I said, I think Pacino fucking knocked this one out of the park. It's one of my favorite movies he's in.
Yeah, this is definitely a good Al Pacino movie.
And it's crazy that this movie's in 97.
Yeah.
Like pretty old. It looks like a movie that was done like in the late 80s or early 90s.
It does feel older than it is. It really does.
It kind of feels like around Goodfellas era, but like I said, fucking 97.
Yep.
Tupac was just killed the year before.
Yeah.
But yeah, I this movie, like I said, it holds a special place for me. So
yeah, I understand why it's so popular now. I like that it's based on a true story. Has a lot of good stuff in it. Like, I have nitpicks about it, but it's really not that big of a deal because it's based on a true story. I can forgive it a little bit because they're trying to cram so much into it. So
yeah, I agree with you. I think they should have just said fuck it and went for the longer, super long movie.
I wouldn't have mind 3 hours as long if they would have
put some more action in there, a little more killing or whatever. I'm for real though. Like,
I'm talking about like
you can't have 3 more hours. You can't have 3 hours and just more dialogue, bro. Like,
I just want more story.
Yeah,
of them building
more mob interaction, dude.
Building a relationship, building more rapport with each other. But it's fine for how it is.
As I said, I give it 7.9. 7.9.
Not quite an 8.
Not quite an 8. Yeah. And like I said, it was, before I watched it last night, it was an 8. But like I said, I got a little pissed off at the pacing myself.
Yeah.
Because it had been probably a year or two since I've seen it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, still love it. Still love Pacino.
Yeah, definitely. It slides right in there with all the other mob movies. Like, it's definitely a must watch if you're into those kind of movies. So.
Oh, yeah.
So as long as you're into mob movies, it's a recommended.
I'll rack my fucking leg on a cedar chest.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if it was like at the perfect level, like if I'd hit a trailer or like a truck hitch.
Yeah.
Fucking knotted up my shin, bro. I thought I broke that shit. I thought you fucking shattered it. Like, that's how I felt, dude. Like, I almost shit my pants. It hurt so bad, dude.
Damn.
Sorry, I hate it when talking, but I just felt it right then, and I was.
I see it now that you said
look at
something.
This fucking thing, dude. Yeah. It's like a mass.
It looks like a golf ball's in your leg.
That's a good analogy.
I could just imagine your reaction when you hit it. Motherfucker.
I know my kids were like, oh my gosh, Dad, okay? I'm like, no, I'm not okay. But yeah, so that's what you do, a light recommendation if you're a high recommend.
I mean, it's a recommended. Like, it's a good movie, like all around. Like, you're going to get something from it. And it's based on a true story, so you get some history, some mafia history, so it's a recommended for anyone.
I like it.
Mm-hmm. I was racking my brain through this whole movie
about what you're gonna give me,
about what I was gonna give you, because there's so many things I want to give you, but I feel like I'm taking them off your list to give you your own movie. But so I kept turning to the wife. I'm like, I might give him and she's like, can you just make up your fucking mind? And I'm like, I'm just having a conversation. Damn. First, I wanted to give you, I think, Goodfellas would be a good pick to go with this one.
Oh, yeah.
The one that I wanted to give you, I decided against it because I want to give you my movies instead of giving you your movies, is Eastern Promises.
Oh, my God,
that would have been such a good team up with this movie. But no, I'm not going to do that.
I was eventually going to do Eastern Promises.
That's what I was saying. Like, he's going to pick Eastern Promises. So I'm just not going to give him his own movie. Yeah. Black Mass is another one I was thinking. I'm like, that would have been a good one. But we're going to stay on the art house train. I'm going to keep. So I ordered Lost Highway, which is a David Fincher movie. I mean, David Lynch movie. Excuse me. And I watched it and I just don't feel right. Like, it's a good movie. It's definitely a new favorite of mine, but I don't want to go Eraserhead with you. So we're going to do Blue Velvet.
Blue Velvet.
Have you seen it before?
You know, I haven't fucking seen that.
I don't know.
What kind of a name is that?
You've
sounds like a fucking Prince album. Like, doesn't sound like a movie I watched.
Well, you said Mulholland Drive, but Mulholland Drive is very like obscure.
Like I said, and I've seen that once, however long ago.
But you haven't seen Blue Velvet, so
no. I guess Blue Velvet.
I just want to get a David Lynch movie in here.
All right.
And I think Blue Velvet is a good pick. So we're gonna do Blue Velvet.
Well, we'll see.
You have a stack of movies. Are you gonna like talk about them?
Yeah, I was gonna do a TikTok on them, but I guess I could
do both.
Yeah, I guess I'll just tell you
what
I got.
The only thing I got was Lost Highway. So
I got Ride Along too, because I have the first one and it was 50 cents. So
the first one was pretty funny. I don't think I've seen two. Is it?
It's got a couple jokes, yeah, but you know, it's Kevin Hart being Kevin Hart. So, and Ice Cube has always played a good straight man,
right? Fucking Life Aquatic. So
yeah, I just do
you like that?
I don't. I've seen it once. Didn't think it was the greatest, but I remember Willem Dafoe was really good in it.
So I've been on isn't it Wes Anderson?
Yep.
So I bought.
It's the Criterion Collection, Greg.
No, it's not. Is it really?
It is. 50 Cent.
Oh, but it's the.
I think it's missing the slipcover.
I was gonna say it doesn't look, but I bought Grand Budapest Hotel, so we might actually do that one because that's the only Wes Anderson movie I've seen. I mean, I tried watching the other one, Royal Tenenbaums. It's not my cup of tea, but
that's probably like the only movie of his I like.
But the Grand Budapest Hotel, I actually really enjoyed it. We might actually do it. I was thinking, what I want to do is get these like great directors and do like one movie from them that we haven't seen or anyway. But anyway,
my picks are all over the place this week.
Oh, I know.
I got one of the last movies Eddie Murphy's done.
I heard that was pretty bad.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But like for 50 Cent, why not?
It's Eddie Murphy.
I actually liked Coming to America too. I didn't think that was a bad movie.
I didn't watch it.
I thought it was had some
Did you
funny.
watch the one that he did, Dynamite? What is it called?
No, but I heard that was great.
It's so good. It's so good. Yeah.
Classic Deuce Bigelow. You know what I'm saying?
I'm surprised you don't have it already.
That's what I said, but I think I have the second one, so this completes that. It's awesome. Cape Fear special 2-disc edition.
Yes.
This thing's not even opened.
It's not?
Nope.
How much did you pay for it?
50 Cent.
That's pretty impressive. I fucking love Cape Fear.
Robert De Niro, man.
Martin Scorsese.
Oh, that's a Scorsese movie, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like people don't talk about it.
Knocked another one off the list. And then I saw this movie, thought it was going to be complete shit. Actually didn't mind it. Elysium.
You know who did that, right?
Who?
The guy that did, oh, fuck me. The alien movie that's in Africa with all like the bug aliens.
Oh, Chappie.
No, well, yeah, but.
Yeah, he did Chappie and,
District 9.
I love District 9,
Yeah,
dude.
He did the same one.
Oh, sweet. I think I got that guy's whole discography now.
Pretty much. He did one movie recently. It's a horror, but people didn't like it, so I didn't watch it. But anyway.
Isn't he the guy that acts in it? Isn't he in it? Like
in District 9, I think he is.
No, I think it's this guy.
Maybe, I don't know.
I could be wrong. If not, he's always in this dude's movies.
But Elysium, people talk shit because it's like heavy-handed. It is very like, preachy.
It's like a fucking video game as a movie, dude.
Yeah,
they're fucking strapping this shit into him and stuff. I
like it.
It was different.
I liked it. I didn't see Chappie though.
Chappie's okay. It's not great. To me, it's the worst of the three.
Yeah.
Because you feel bad. Like they're really just shitting on this robot. Yeah. Because he's naive.
Because as much as I like Diane Verd's music, I don't want to see them in a movie.
They're not actually not terrible.
Oh, really?
Like they're actually not the worst actors you can imagine.
Oh, okay.
The girl did a really good job.
I could believe her, but Ninja is...
Yeah, Ninja's kind of out there, but like it's only that movie that he could be in.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
Like he even said, I watched an interview with Ninja that the dude said, he's from South Africa. We were from South Africa. He's like, we love his movies. And he's like, I wrote a movie for you. And he's like, you wrote a movie for me? He's like, why? He's like, that's gotta suck. And he's like, how would you feel about being in a dystopian Africa and you and whatever her name is, I forget. And y'all are step parents to a robot child. He's like, sign me up. They wouldn't made the movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Their old producer, before he passed away, he made some bangers with them. Some of those songs go hard as fuck, but
they've got some really crazy videos, man.
Oh yeah,
the one where the dudes are like dressed up like pit bulls and shit. Like,
I love that one.
It's a crazy ass shit. Like
I love Pitbull. That song goes hard. But it's mostly because of the producer. Like, he's so good at writing music, and then you just throw them on top of it. It's really good.
Whatever it is, man, they made it work.
Yeah.
Because we're still talking about them now, so they're winning. But, so Blue Velvet next week, huh?
Hell yeah. Until then.
Later, y'all.
Later.